Jolson from Zeal to Heal, and I'm so excited to continue this series called Salty Responses for Peppery Questions. Today we're going to be looking at the question of how can a loving God send someone to hell? The very question is a flawed question. It should rather be a question of how can a good God send anyone to heaven? When we think that it is unhumane to send someone to hell, that how could God even create a hell? Some people struggle with the concept of hell. That is to think that you've got a higher moral ground, a higher righteousness than God himself. It is so important to know that a loving Father, a loving God created hell, because the original plan was paradise, was perfection. When he made Adam and Eve perfect in the garden with God, with heaven on earth, then man chose. Man has a free choice, a free will. And man chose to separate, turn his back on, turn away from God. God sends no one to hell, but we send ourselves to hell when we separate ourselves from God. God's plan is to restore all things back at the end of the age, the consummation at the end of time, to bring order, paradise, perfection again, heaven on earth. Heaven will ultimately be heaven on earth, the New Jerusalem. You'll see that in Revelation chapter 21. That there is going to be a removal, a clearing away of all violence, evil, suffering, pain. There'll be no more tears. Paradise in the ultimate consummation at the end of time is going to be a beautiful place, heaven on earth, where there'll be just no more evil, sin or pain or ability to sin. That's a loving Father to rid the world, to rid his creation of all corruption. In 2 Peter 3 verse 9 says that he is patient towards you, not wishing that anyone would perish, but that all men would repent. When there is a concept and a reality of hell, it also brings a final retribution that can also end the cycle of continual tit for tat or violence and animosity between different people groups or one-on-one. When there's a final retribution, a judgment at the end, what that does, we can put our hopes, our trust, our security in him. We can forgive and we can break cycles of violence. Hell was so important to Jesus that 13% of his stories and what he said, his sayings, spoke about hell and final damnation. 50% of his sayings and stories was around eternal judgment. It was so important to Jesus that he said it would be better to be disabled and enter heaven than to keep your wealth and your health and end up in hell. I pray that this helps you, that you would realize that hell is a real destination for those who don't believe in Jesus, who haven't put their faith in Jesus. God bless you.